my nerves a bell chimes. Within this house, with its high ceilings and bare floors, there is a silence. What was laughter has melted. It is hard to tell if the smell is sadness or malaise. Either one turns sound to echoes. Some nights they sit alone in the parlor, wait for each other to speak. It's been a long time since words had warmth. Yet a routine is maintained, like fish on Fridays. Spring is the hardest season. New light dances through uncurtained windows, prods the dust clouds to pirouette. Glistening, they glide and fall. 2 days before Easter, the couple colors eggs. Thinks this the perfect complement to grief. She dribbles primary colors and he paints with pastels. They both curse the cracked eggs. That night, the parlor seems warmer. They talk about the past. Life is too dismal to speak of the future. He reminisces in black and white, she in fits and starts. By midnight, they've covered 30 years. The morning feels changed. She stands on the back porch humming. He shaves before breakfast. They take coffee to the garden, watch the newly formed buds. At lunch, he makes tea, brings her the first daffodil. She removes the apron before they eat. He mentions Madrid. She retrieves photos of their honeymoon. Before she starts dinner, he asks about the new Chinese place near the university. She's heard it's pretty good. They ready themselves for the outing, first dinner out in 6 months. As they pass the college, he pulls into a lot, parks under a giant maple. She has tears in her eyes as he takes her hand, invites her to slide closer on the seat, says what he always says about the car. They don't make them like this anymore. Today's cars have a barrier between you and your gal. She nods, slides closer. It isn't our fault, you know. She's silent. Hell, we had some control when he was younger, but at 20, he made up his own mind. How did we not know, she says. Sweetheart, he says, punishing ourselves is useless. We're losing each other. She nods. We can't just wait to die ourselves. He wouldn't want that. He clears his throat. I've already lost my only child. I can't bear to lose my best friend. I want him back, she whispers. Me too, but right now I need you back, even more. They eat dinner in near silence. She opens her fortune cookie first. It says, let go of the past. You have more living to do. He reads his aloud. You can't undo what has been done. You can only vow to not repeat it. Amen, she says. Screenplay. I can write about anything but you. It's always too early or too late to incarcerate my senses. Uncoil thoughts into words drawn from the infinite vat of language. Can I forgive the melodrama before you? I lived around the corner from despair. This time, despair is the invisible man, and you are Bogey, Tracy, or James Dean, and I write about them until I can write about you. She has a story now, a tale of the tender man who brought the moon. She thought he delivered it with ease, perhaps with a snap of his fingers. or an order on the internet. In further thought, she remembered that moon performances are tricky. One can summit in the image, be in the moment, search without fear, and the moon might assist. But in this case, the moment called for a show. And like a faithful relative, the Luna moon dropped in to say hello, to say, I'm watching, I'm here. Let me light the water. Let me light the way. Tell her you called the moon to meet her, to see her smile. Tell her you invited moonlight into this private moment so that it will etch in her memory. Tell her you brought the moon so that she will have a story, a tale of the tender man who brought her the moon. Tell her when she smiled, the moon smiled back at seeing you with her tonight. Lucky 7. In dog years, we are middle-aged. Our love, the calcified bones left in mud holes of desire. We have looked and longed for the perfect post, the best scratch, the tasty treat on tongues of anticipation. In dog years, we've run the track, circling our tails for too long, walking up to the fence that holds us in and yelping for more. Spin the wheel, Fido. Lucky 7 wins. Your treats can't be sold. The bliss of you romps in the space where fetch and stay collide. If only we were led by our noses, the sweet smell of love could change the world. See where I am here, folks. The Fujita scale. And the Fujita scale is similar to the scale that they have for earthquakes, seismic activity, and they will be rated from 0 to 5. 5 would be sort of the worst one. So for Fujita, this was the tornado intensity scale, and it was discovered or created by Theodore Ted Fujita. He gets credit for designing this scale to evaluate the intensity of tornadoes. Having said that, having slipped over my own tongue trying to get this out to you, this is called the Fujita scale. She is a storm chaser who seeks the thrill inside electrical strikes and sheets of rain. Her life defined by movement toward the funnel cloud, fed by spirals of energy and dust and someone's roof. He spills into her life like rain through a cracked foundation at 200 miles per hour and F2 on the Fujita scale. His power bends her will. Chasing his wind becomes her folly as it roars above and below her soul. Their love a vortex on an empty road with sanity spinning farther away. His nature uncontrolled like a fault line, a rock slide, a firestorm. His fist unpredicted at 400 miles per hour and F4 on the Fujita scale. By then, doors slam, glass flies, pieces of insulation blow away. Yesterday, she was a storm chaser, seeking the thrill inside electrical strikes and sheets of rain. Today, she watches the weather behind curtains, sheer and muted blue, as he waits behind bars for the day she will drive him home in the rain. black streak on the wall, behind the dresser, shaped like lightning, where your boot heel hit the wall. Happened long before you fell ill, and Mama's prayers were answered. Making a life. This is in 3 parts. Each part designed to try to make a story in its own right, and then put together. Making a life. 1. Grass. Mules trek up a dry riverbed, avoid la migra and the desert heat. On their backs, not green, damp dichondra, blue fescue, or Kentucky cool. On their backs, hard brown bricks, buds of sesamea, Oaxacan, Colombian. Prosper, seek the brass ring. These mules cost $50. Pack it in on their backs for backyard barbecues on summer lawns where sprinklers feed the grass and no one confuses the two. 2. Rosalinda. There is no place for mother to go. Her stories mix with diesel fumes and hiss of air brakes and dust. She is like mesquite thorns, black by age, stuck in the desert by fate. Her son is lost, roams dry riverbeds and howls. His babes rest at her side. Shh, do not weep. There is a place where grapes are picked by hardened hands. Her stories are told along rows of vines now ripened by the same hot sun that dried her boys' final tears. 3, in the kitchen, behind the swinging door, on the other side of the world, curse words in Spanish mingle with salt and grease and sweat. Over the sink, chapped hands work hard to scrub away to liberty. Over the stove, singed brows watch beans swim in lard and ambition. Over the bar, light illuminates women with long hair and longer nails. Over the bottle, men eye the women and the limes. Over the phone, words of relief. Salud, la migra no viene esta noche. Cheers, la migra won't be coming tonight. I am going to do 2 more. This is called Perennial New York. I'm a New Yorker, transplanted to California where I grew up, and to the Pacific Northwest when I needed trees. Perennial New York. The sumac is blooming in central New York, flame red spikes bursting fire beside the thruway. The sumac grows tall along the concrete wall at the house on Little Rock Way, the house I lost after betrayal and his passing. Each year I waited for new blooms, drawn to the edge of the yard, expectant. Why is this memory imprinted, lodged in the so familiar sumac of my youth, where memories live like fern-like stems? Tell me why some harbor poison, while others offer comfort in benign indifference. I am still learning about disloyalty, the way that false trust smacks my jaw, breaks my very spirit. My sumac, why do you command me back in time to reconstruct a girl with golden ringlets, stung by wasps, to learn trust? So much water in the Hudson, and under the bridge of lost years. Can one really go home at another time? No better? No worse? A time before the taste of profound sadness, when everything on the tongue went sweet except tears? How do we endure all that life asks of us? Humidity, cicadas, and too many relatives' noses in everyone's business. Their spats birth a lifetime of grudges, sticky like mud in the Erie Canal when it holds onto bare feet and grief. Oh, Sumac, here you are again. You bring yourself back year after year, yet you cannot bring back the innocence I require to reinvent those long gone dreams. Okay, I'm going to do a fun one that was very fun to write, and it came out of a random prompt about lists. So when you're taking poetry classes or you're looking at doing some writing or creatively, sometimes the person facilitating the class will say, well, let's start by building a list, and then you'll take something from that list, perhaps, and turn it into something else. This just turned into a list. And so I went with it, and I like it. So I'm going to read it to you, and then I'm going to finish up with one more at the end. This is called the junk drawer. Everyone has one. It started with my husband's Aunt Mimi. She hated our junk drawer. Her voice terse, lips pursed, said only lazy folks have one of these filled with items best suited to their rightful place. Had one phrase, and the context was uncomplicated. So I had to look it up, because I couldn't hear it one more time in her. It came from a story published by the Religious Tract Society in 1799, titled The Naughty Girl One. It says, Lucy had been an hour in the house. She had contrived a place for everything and everything in its place. It's Tuesday morning. I'm brewing Joe, dark. No heat, faded flannel, wool pants, 2 pairs of socks, and time on my hands. North of the sink, avoidance. My discards, that drawer, full of junk, stuck open. There's no other place for this assortment. 72 rubber bands, the majority green, others red and banana slug yellow, like Shane's hair. I keep 3, thick and lavender, on my wrist. Magnetic key locker, stuck with grape jelly, says never locked out, no key inside. Needed this last month. Throw it out. It's useless to hide a key outside when you can't remember the location. Swiss Army knife, red, dull, a lily crown logo. I'll keep it. Mom's mini screwdriver, orange plastic handle used on her sewing machine. It's now a scraper, a hole punch, or a last-minute fix to a wobbly drawer pull. I'll save. 0.3 ounces of bubbles, no wand. Trash. Screen cleaning wipes, used once, smudged the monitor. Trash. Eyedropper, crackled yellow. Trash. Start another pile, the maybes. Unopened pack of 6 Halloween cookie cutters, a cat, pumpkin, witch, skull, bat, and something unidentifiable. 3 packages of ceiling hooks, black, white, gold. Keep. Diamond strike anywhere matches. 53 left. 82 cents in pennies. Keep. Pen out of ink. Used AA batteries. Toothpick. Trash, trash, trash. After I dust, I see a faded photograph of me, smiling, face cut in half, taken during better times. starts with this statement. The poem is called Driven by Hope. The statement is, some people claim a second chance, an escape from extremes on swings, suspended from chains in unfamiliar playgrounds. Driven by hope. At one time or another, he had a family, a parent, a brother, phone numbers written in ink on the palm of his hand, thanks strangers for spare change to make the call. Can I come home, Mom? Just for tonight. Someone stole my stuff when I got popped and it's cold out. The family's been here before. It never goes well. Their hope is habit forming. He looks like hell, smells foul, wants to smoke, coughs the 10-mile marker's home, yells, "Coffee!" when he enters the house. Mom's cooked a grilled cheese sandwich, trimmed crust, timed perfectly, brown. He slumps on his saved seat. She takes the cup with D-A-V-I-D painted on the side in red block letters, pours it full, adds 4 sugars to half and half. Won't look in her eyes, knows she's been crying. Soon she'll ask when he last slept, and he will lie. She will believe anything he says, because her hope is habit forming. Won't eat the sandwich, can't eat anything. His stomach burns all the time. She's made up his bed, offered towels, vitamins. He spends an hour in the bathroom, lets the shower run while he sits on the floor, smoking. Imagines how water stings when it touches his body. Goes to his room when the house is quiet. Sheets smell like downy and her hair. She's cried here. Soon she'll peek in, make sure he's in bed, blow a kiss on sweet breath from the doorway. Waits another half hour, moves to the couch, then to the floor. Hasn't been able to sleep on anything soft in years. At 4, takes his brother's new parka from the closet, pockets the jar of change from the hall table, steals a check from her purse and writes, "I really can't be here. I love you. I'll call." He's out the front door and into the darkness. Mother watches from upstairs, glad tonight that her room faces the street. This is the moment she fears. Could be the last time. Has this morbid thought each time he goes. He crosses the lawn, moves out from beneath the streetlight, slips behind the neighbor's lilac tree, sees her in the window. This could be the last time. Thinks this morbid thought whenever he leaves. Wonders why hope is habit forming. Wonders what happened to him. Wants to hope for something else. So he hopes she'll be able to sleep. He hopes she'll be able to sleep.